So I remained skeptical about them until there was no further doubt in my mind that they are not the real deal. The fighting nerds. I mean, they are insane. It started with Chao Barallo and how he would, kind of preach that fighting nerd style. He'd wear the glasses. He'd do the whole bit, and I never really bought into it. Um, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to see more from like basically a handful, at least a good handful of fighters coming out of that camp or out of that gym that are you know succeeding at an almost alarming rate in the UFC. And now we're seeing that. We're seeing that. Chao Barala, like I just said, Gene Silva, Mauricio Ruffi, Carlos Prates. Um, I mean, all in different weight classes and all absolutely killing it right now. Knockouts, submissions. They're well-rounded, hungry fighters, and I would argue that they are the Brazilian equivalent to AKA. AKA is a gym that Khabib fights out of, and therefore a lot of other Dagestani fighters fight out of. Um, of course, they also have American fighters like DC fought out of there. Um, but I still would argue that there are a lot of Dagestani fighters that are fighting out of there because of Khabib. So we're kind of seeing that Brazilian version of that now, where we see a lot of Brazilian killers coming out of this gym. And I really have to say, Brazil is back. This is bringing Brazilian fighters back in a big way. Um, I wouldn't say they ever like truly left because we have Alexandre Pantoja as the current flyweight king, and we have Alex Poton Pereira as the former light heavyweight king and middleweight king. So Brazilians have still made waves. Charles Oliveira, of course, who hasn't recently been doing too well, but still made waves, got to the belt. Um, we've had Brazilian fighters, but I don't think we've had Brazilian fighters in this sort of wave. This wave is similar to what we're seeing with Dagestan. We just got Magomed Ankalaev being crowned the new light heavyweight champion. Islam Makhachev, the lightweight goat. Khabib Nurmagomedov, undefeated. We also have two younger rising stars in Umar Nurmagomedov and Usman Nurmagomedov. Don't forget Sharputin Magomedov. Like different Dagestani fighters in different weight classes that are doing pretty well. Not so much Sharputin and maybe not so much Umar, but still Dagestani fighters are here and they are beating most, if not all, of the competition in terms of Khabib and Islam. But still, this is the Brazilian version of that. This is bringing back a trend of a not even bringing it back. This is the Brazilian version of the Dagestani rise. I'm gonna say it now because the way all four of these guys are fighting, it's looking like a Brazil takeover. Mauricio Ruffi is really, really, really good on the feet. Gene Silva, really aggressive on the feet, on the ground. Chao Barallo, a war dog, that'll he'll duke it out for 5 rounds and come out on top, in the end. And Carlos Prates, a rangy striker with monstrous power. You know, it's insane. It's insane, and it's also insane that I ever doubted them. I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't feel the bit. Chabaralo, I feel like I think I remember from what I remember, he started it. The whole fighting nerds bit. He brought the glasses to the octagon. He wore them when he won. That sort of stuff. It never really stuck until I saw the success of all these Brazilian fighters coming out of this gym. I don't know what they're feeding guys over there, but all four of these guys coming out of fighting nerds, they always look prepared. They always look prepared to do anything and do it well. So yeah, I'm gonna say it now. I think the fighting nerds is is a strong representation of the incoming Brazilian wave that may crash and may even overwhelm the current reigning Dagestani wave. You know, we talk about the Dagestani fighters. We talk about, it's now a famous saying, especially on TikTok, send him 2 3 months Dagestan and forget. Like that's a famous saying. Um, Dagestan truly made its mark in the fight game and in the UFC. And I said in a previous video, I theorized that, this whole Dagestani wave is going to come to an end at some point, and it's obvious because that's just how time works. It's time. It's just another version of change. It's change. So, you know, take John Jones for example. He's the goat now. Although it's going to be very difficult for somebody to overshadow what he's done, somebody will at some point. Same thing with the Dagestani reign that is currently going on. There will be a new fighting style that comes and overwhelms that. I talked about Ilya's fighting style potentially being the one that does that, but now I'm very much interested in a Brazilian comeback that overtakes the Dagestani reign, and we're back to Brazilian fighters, on the tippity top when it comes to the fight game and when it comes to MMA and when it comes to the UFC, you know. Like I said, we had sprinkles of it because we had Alex Proton Pereira as champ in 2 divisions. We have um, Alexandre Pantoja, top dog at flyweight, been killing it. Gonna probably continue killing it, against Kai Kara France and even Manil Kaptu. If he gets rid of those two, he's well on his way, if not damn near close to becoming flyweight GOAT. I know DJ's the GOAT there, and I know it looks almost insurmountable, but the way that Alexandre Pantoja fights, if he's able to get past Kai Kara, and more, especially if he's able to get past Manil Kap, he owns flyweight, and if he doesn't move up, eventually he's going to become the GOAT at flyweight. He could move up and become champ at bantamweight or whatever the case may be, but still, he's making waves. He's doing well. Alex Pereira has done well. There have been Brazilian champs that have done well. Charles Oliveira. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple others. Still, Jose Aldo. But again, I really want to reiterate that we haven't really seen a Brazilian wave like this. All 4 of these guys coming from the same gym. They're pretty much brothers with each other. They're killing it in the game right now, like I said, knocking people out, submitting people, aggressively going for wins, and they're getting them. And they're all damn near close to getting title shots as well. So, God only knows what happens beyond there. So, this is really just an analysis video of the Fighting Nerds because I never really brought that gym up as a whole. I've kind of talked about them in passing in certain videos, but now it's officially time to address that because Brazil is back. Brazil is back, and in a big way. Okay, Brazil has always been there. I'm not saying that Brazil left, but Brazil is back in a big way, in a much bigger way. Okay, in a wave sort of way, similar to what we saw from Dagestan. So I look forward to seeing what comes of it. The Fighting Nerds look legit, and they're really really exciting, and it should be fun. It should be some fun seeing what they do in the future. Overall, you let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn them notifications on because YouTube is fucking with my viewership all the time. So once again, turn them notifications on so you know when my next video is out for you awesome motherfuckers. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next.